Hello, my name is Casper Harteveld and I've written a dissertation called Making Sense of Virtual Risks. I'm very honored to receive the German Simulation and Gaming Award for this work. A little bit about me. When I was about 8 years old, I played a lot of games. A lot. In fact, people thought that when I would turn 35, I would look something like this. I still have some years to go, but in the meantime I met people at Delft University of Technology who are investigating the use of games for serious purposes. I was very interested in this, and so it happened that in 2006 I started working together with a team at a research institute called Deltaris in developing a very unique game. The game was developed to train levee patrollers. The Netherlands is a country below sea level and has many levees that protect the land against flooding. Levee patrollers are those people who walk over the levees to see if something is wrong with them. The only problem is, how do they know when something is wrong? Levee failures occur rarely, so they cannot practice this in reality. That's why people thought that a game might be a solution. This is what we created. The game was called Levee Patroller, and in this game players have to find virtual failures in a 3D virtual environment and have to make sense out of them. If they don't do this in time, a flooding might occur. This is a unique game, but in the past decennium many serious games have been developed for different purposes and in different domains. The basic question among all these games is whether they work, and what makes them work. Levee Patroller might be a unique game, but other than that many similar games exist that are also about making sense of virtual risks. This game provided for a unique opportunity for an in-depth study. Unlike other games, this was not a prototype. It was fully developed and ready to be implemented. And as the designer, I had complete knowledge of the game and also had access to various important resources. In the study, two approaches were used. With the first approach, I looked at whether the game was doing what it was supposed to do, its effectiveness. I also looked at what contributed to this effectiveness. With the second approach, I opened up the black box of playing the game. I looked at how participants experienced playing the game and what they actually did. So what choices they made, where they walked, what they clicked on, and so on. I sent out an invitation to 3 different organizations, and in total I recruited 147 participants. I set up my own training at those organizations, involving a start and end meeting where the participants came together, such as in the picture, and in between the participants played the game at home. The training took in total 3 weeks. It was a tough crowd. The average age was 48 years old. They had little computer skills and few of them played computer games, if at all. Some even didn't own a computer. Despite this tough crowd, 80% played nearly all exercises, spending 12 to 20 hours on the training. This completely exceeded all of our expectations and highlights the engaging power of games. Other results indicate that the participants became more accurate in making sense of failures. They also used fewer words for this. And surprisingly, no difference could be seen between how they made sense out of virtual versus real pictures, highlighting that transfer is happening. Before the training, participants performed worse than the experts, but after the training they performed just as well. All of this indicates that the game is very effective. A complex network of factors contributed to this effectiveness. A crucial factor turned out to be how well they played the game. This tells us that it's incredibly important to consider of what's happening inside of the game and that we should start paying more attention to it. It also tells us that game performance can actually be used as an assessment tool. But when we really look at the game data, no clear learning process can be seen. Participants remained very consistent in what they chose earlier on. This tells us that the class might be half full and that with, for instance, better feedback, the gains could be even greater. If we look at how participants experience the game, we can see an incredible diversity based on their background, possibly personality, and most certainly their attitude. This tells us that in developing a game we have to consider this diversity. It becomes also clear that it's a very sensitive medium. Little errors in the game cause the greatest frustrations among the participants. This tells us that great care and attention to detail is needed in developing a game. All these results highlight the great potential that games have, but we still have a very long road ahead of us. most certainly when it comes to implementation. Many obstacles exist, and despite the great results of Levy Patrol, this game is actually still not structurally implemented. I encourage anyone to continue this work as I continued the work of many others. Greetings from Boston, and tschüss!